Good morning from me and Project Nigel. Going to have myself a nice cup of iced tea. So today I had myself a proper job on. Something a bit more interesting than just tidying up the stores. And first thing is to jump start that 25. What is it with Rover 75 doors and the cold? There we go. This little 25 is working, and that's good news. I mean, I knew it was going to work anyway, but so as what often happens, I got tagged a couple of times in a post to try and sell this 25 the other day, and I responded and said, yeah, but I'd be interested, etc. But I just didn't really have the money there at the time. So anyway, it got sold, but then it just turned up here last night on an acquaintance's recovery truck. Brilliant, eh? He brought it over to me because he knows, as many other people do, that I deal in these cars, but he wanted a bit too much money for it. This car is just going for scrap. The guy knows what he's talking about. He knows how much the things are worth, and to me it's not worth anywhere near what he was asking for it. But I did mention the seats, and he very kindly said that he'd just leave it here overnight and then collect it the next day, and I can take off whatever I want. So that is what's going to be happening today. So I can't take the engine or any of the ancillaries or the wheels or anything that he can sell on, but I can take the interior, which is a nice black leather interior here. Also, there's a decent gear gaiter there, which is nice. One of those ledges that people keep asking for. And look at this, how amazing, a working clock. That's a bit like the holy grail of 25 bits, isn't it? And another set of vents that aren't ruined as well. How about that? And a non-saggy headlining. Rightio, so I'm going to start with the seats. So I've had to just go and borrow a T50 from next door because both of mine mangled up. And I just hope that nobody else has tried to remove these seats before, because those things do get mangled up easily. I don't want to be getting the drill bit on there, or the grinder, or the axe. I suspect at some point it probably was bought. Never been a fan of car stickers myself. I don't like the idea of trying to tell people something about yourself on the back of your car. You know, my other car's a Ferrari, my wife's got rabies, etc. Maybe the only one I would have would be one that says, my other car's called Nigel. Well, that's quite a good start to my day. There's the seats out, bits out of the back there, and the boot carpet and that thing there. And so far I've only had 2 cups of tea. Going to turn that into 3 now. 2 cups of tea and a nice cold sausage off of Andy. Now, before anybody has a bit of a go at me scrapping this car with low mileage on, and it does have low mileage, let's consider that it's not actually my car. It's just here to have some parts taken off. And in all honesty, although the mileage is low, the condition isn't very good at all. Everywhere's rough, bits of rattle can spraying bits everywhere. The car's reasonably straight, I suppose, but the condition of it is just not good enough really to get any more than sort of its actual scrap value anyway, to be absolutely honest. And there's just corrosion everywhere. Being absolutely truthful here, if I'd have actually gone along to see this car the other day, I would have actually offered less for it than what the scrap man paid for it, and he's got to make his profit out of it. So there's no way around that. I'm not going to pay twice what I would have originally offered for a car that I'm not going to make any money on at all. But it's just good that it's here getting all these bits taken off, because they were just going to get chucked away otherwise. There are the vents out, and the clock, and the driver's side seat belt, and the ledge in the middle. It's very difficult to make a video of actually taking something out because I've only got two hands. So unless I employ somebody to come along and do that for me, it's not going to happen. But it's all fairly straightforward stuff anyway. And the grill as well, and the cup holders out of the doors. So as you can just see there, that is the two front window regulators out as well. May as well keep the door cards, hadn't I? I am just about to remove the headlining, and then I noticed there's a tiny little burn in the top there. At least it's hidden by the sun visor. For this job I shall stick on some gloves, because even doing this kind of job you can make the headlining dirty with these sticky dabs. Before I go on though, I've just realised this is the first car I've had here doing this kind of thing that I haven't given a name to before doing any work to. And I know it's not my car, so maybe it doesn't need a car, but then that's like it's like a little orphan, isn't it? Poor thing. The fact that it's just going away and having the rest of it scrapped means that surely if there's a time it should have a name, maybe it should be now. I owe it to it. I owe it to this little Rover 25 to have a name for the first time in its life. If it didn't have one beforehand, that is. So what could I call it? There we go, one headlining successfully out of the car with no damage at all. Except for the damage it started off with, which is just there. Now, I've got an idea. I'm going to name this car after the first name I see in my Rover group right now. So I'm going to just click on there, and the first one I see, well, you've got the idea, I've already explained it, what am I about? And there it is, Joe. Joe is always posting stuff. He's a good lad, he is. And he also did my banner as well. So he does quite a lot of good stuff on YouTube. So I might actually provide a link to his page again, come to think of it. There we go, a fitting name for a sad old car. I'm not implying that the name Joe's sad, or the person called Joe that I know called Joe is sad, because he's not. Seems like quite a happy chap to me. Not comfortable calling him happy either, because he might not be. That's a bit patronising and annoying. Patronoying. Now I have myself a little bit of a decision to make. These full leather seats I've taken out of Project Joe over there, should they go into Nigel, or should I just sell them? That's the question. What's the answer? I don't know. They're quite tidy, besides the usual bit of a scuff there. I think I actually prefer the full leather seat myself, but that gives me another issue then, because then I've got to try and sell the half leather seats out of Nigel, and they're less likely to find themselves a new home than these ones. Just had to move Project Kev, and I'm overjoyed by what I found inside. Reading glasses! Yes! I am now going to drive Joe onto the back of my truck, ready to take back to its owner. So many different shades of silver on there. This has been an incredible repair job on that wing, and it didn't really work. This side is actually just as bad once you start looking more closely. Lots of different shades of silver everywhere. Rattle canned to death it's been. Same with that front wing there, look at that. As well as the leather seats I've taken out of the car, I've taken the headlining, two door cards, the pillar trims, the boot lining, the boot carpet, the parcel tray, this lot in here, including the grille and the speakers and the gaiter and the rear wiper and the window regulators and quite a lot of other bits and pieces there. I'm just going to take the mirrors off and then it's going back. There's nothing I can do about the car going to scrap. It's not my car, but at least it's got a few bits off it that will help improve other cars. I've sprayed my windscreen, and my screen wash is obviously not for winter use, but it's not done anything besides make my screen all smeared. That means I've got to wait. Oh, that way, I'll go there. I am on my way home, and tonight I've chosen to take Nigel instead of Barry, and I know I will enjoy driving this more than I would do Barry tonight. But in a couple of days I probably prefer Barry, and I believe I'm a scatterbrain. It's just one of those things. I have a mind that flits from one thing to another, and I change my mind about things, not really important stuff, but I change my preferences. So I was asking the other day about which car should I do the head gasket on. Should it be Kev or Stan? Now the majority of you have said Stan, the Old English white 25, and a couple have said Kev, and I've been genuinely really not sure which one. And then tonight I was looking at Kev and I thought, they really do look great, these yellow ZRs, and I've made my mind up that that's the one I want to do. But I'm not doing it today or tomorrow. It will happen next week. No doubt I will change my mind again about it. I do it with everything. Tonight I've got some chilli I could eat. I really fancy chilli on a jacket potato. That's what I had last night, and I enjoyed it so much it makes me want to eat it again. But I'll probably get halfway through it and wish that I'd had a sandwich, or you know, some salad, or a curry, or a boiled egg. It's this unusual kind of creativity that has caused me all sorts of problems throughout my life. Not real problems, just having trouble making decisions about things, flitting from one thing to another, being a musician, trying to be an artist, trying to be a writer, trying to do all sorts of different things, and end up being a truck driver and someone who dabbles with cars. I mean, how is that related? Simply, it isn't. But that's what happens when your brain thinks like mine does. And that's probably why this car, Project Nigel, suits me so much. Because it's unpretentious, it looks stupid, and I can change anything on it when I really want to. And I will do at some point. I'll think, I don't really want that colour mirror on there, and I'll go and find another one to put on it. So there's my closing thought for the day. I hope I haven't wasted your time with this video. Bye bye.